a spy down here of some sort. Ask her to give you a list of what she's talking about. Maybe she can do that and then you'll
Have
know.
we generate a list?
If she can't do that,
Maybe she can't bill.
maybe she can't do other things either that she thinks she can do.
Have our legal department send it to their legal department.
We could do that. Our team could get right on it. If I knew what it was all about.
Well, it sounds like a lot
Yeah.
of double talk to me.
All right,
Anything else for Billy? All right, thank you. Okay, so we don't have Ken here. One of the things that we don't have a report from, but one thing's left over from last month, I don't know if any of you guys, I think Alan, you were working on this a little bit, the AED for the beach.
Yeah, I did some early inquiries on that, where the other, like these were $800 units, and they were in the $3,000 range. So I blinked a little bit. I need to pick that back up and see if there's a better way to do that. And some of these were a little, I'm not sure if these, the ones down there would have child apparatuses beyond adults, so there might have been some design issues to think about, but I blinked when I saw $3,000. But some of that would be covered through NOFAC, was that correct?
That's right, $1,200.
Yes.
We have $3,000 out if we need it.
Okay.
Would those be
I mean, that's
locked,
an important
unlocked, or what?
Well, the AEDs are temperature sensitive, so, we'd have to, it's in a protective enclosure, both high temperature and low temperature sensitive. So I'm thinking it would be removed when the beach isn't in utilization, let's put it that way. Then the access, the box that holds it. Initially, I thought that the shed or the little thing where they're seated now might be able to go inside of that from a protected area. And maybe duct or
So it would only be available for use when an attendant would be there, or during beach hours, or?
that I need to explore. It was a locked device, now whether that's a combination, you ought to be able to get to it when you need it.
That sounds tricky, leaving it there at the beach, unattended. Plus, what about the high temperatures that would come at the beach in the summer?
Well, those are things that didn't get explained out yet. So that I reached out to their tech service people with questions, and their tech service people never got back. So I need to start all over again.
And the second part of something that would be on the beach, and Alan, maybe you can answer this. Last meeting, Gary said something about those message boxes where we put the ordinances. Something about the one at the beach, if it could be moved higher. Who would do that? Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That's who did that, okay. And the other part is, I'm disappointed nobody's here from the ski team, because I know they like to bring us their schedule and get their okay. So maybe next month.
they are having a meeting.
Well, I told a couple of them that they were pretty late with their plans. Last year, they didn't bring us their stuff till July, and some of their stuff took place in June. And they
They're having
usually
their
just bring it,
meeting next weekend.
oh, maybe they'll bring it in May then. Okay, does anybody have anything else they'd like to add to parks? Kind of hard without Ken here.
Yes.
There was one thing on the AED, I did reach out to Dave Young at Westfield and Silvestre here. If we got one type, the light pack, I think is brand new. And that's the pads and things that those two fire departments inventory. So if we needed extra pads to replace, our fire departments could help us there. If we get similar equipment.
Sounds like it's gonna be tricky to put at the beach.
Could be.
Bill, did you have something?
Yeah, over the weekend, or a little bit before, the engine on the train that's down at Point Park was destroyed.
I actually saw kids standing on the last car on the very top of it. I was gonna suggest putting a sign there that said, but it's supposed to be built to climb on, it's for kids, but it's still.
Well, the engine was rebuilt this morning.
Well, the way
Keith
the
and I
front
put
of
the
that,
thing back together this morning.
the way that front was damaged, somebody probably jumped off the roof
I'm sure
onto
they
the
did.
front. Because they really did a nice job on it. Of course, Mr. Glassnack did a real nice job on it too, repairing it.
And Denver's gonna get somebody to repaint the thing down there, because it's in pretty bad shape.
The train, whole train? I know Cross Point has one of those, fifth Sundays, I think it's this month.
I also stopped and asked some kids not to ride their bikes on the bocce court. There were two boys riding their bikes up and down the bocce. So,
Must be springtime in Chippewa. Sure, they're on the tennis courts too. So that guy said it wouldn't hurt them. We'll see. Okay, Keith, streets?
Okay, the
Oh, I'm
chance,
sorry, was it, I'm,
Like the beach, I know you got, with the lifeguards, you're not gonna have nobody on them, right? For the lifeguard for the beach to swim,
no, just a beach attendant.
okay? All right, because I know the kids, I noticed like last year or whenever, there's kids just running and, young ones running into the water and there's no parent around them, whatever, and I'm thinking, okay, if somebody gets drowning in the water, then how do you find them? I mean, how,
and they're without their parents.
yeah, some of them run,
Well, first of all, they're under 12. They're supposed to be with an adult
right.
or someone older. We all know that doesn't always happen.
Go help themselves.
We've always had that swim maturing risk because if you go further with lifeguards, then you actually do take on a lot of liability.
There were a couple times last year that kids just didn't show up for their shift, and so I
Right,
think they were told to just unlock the gate.
so, yep.
We also try not to refer to that as a beach, but as lake access, because if you're an official beach, then you need a lot of things like restrooms, changing areas, and all kinds of things that we really can't afford to have down at that beach, nor do we require, since most people live right here. So it's a lake access area. I don't like that. Best we can do. We can hardly get a beach tenant, much less certified, I'm sure. Okay, is there anything else for parks? Now we'll go to streets, Keith.
okay, the Lower Brookshire Shore project is a little bit sketchy. It does not look like that'll happen. There's a good chance it will, but no promises on that. If we don't get the project this year, that'll alleviate a considerable amount of money, and so what we will be doing is doing more extensive repair work on the roads. It won't be putting in a new road, it'll be doing bigger pothole repair. And when I say pothole repair, it's not gonna be like some of these outfits do, where they come and they throw a shovel full of asphalt in a wet hole and say, good luck. You know, that's just throwing money away. We do it a little more expensively, we're a little more selective. We designate an area that's gonna be milled out, cleaned, base filled, and then coated, and then sealed. It's not cheap, but it lasts.
Is that like you did last year, right?
Yes, but if we don't get the grant this year, we'll just do a lot more heavier duty road repair.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Alan, law director?
Well, the only two cases I have in court are the two property maintenance cases at Rustic Brook and Parkway Path. I did find out about the tax levy. We have the roads levy, which is up for its first shot at change or renewal this year in November. 2 chances in 2024 also. But your question last month was how much does it bring in? And right now it's bringing in $50,200 a year. It's a 3 mil road levy. It was increased last time it came around for a vote in 2019. And 1 mil right now would generate $26,400 a year. So that's information you can use to figure out before the beginning of August what you want to do, if anything, about the road levy.
So you got 1 time this year and 2 times next year.
Right.
So the math on that, one mil is 26.4, so
26.4.
73.2 would be what we would get versus 52, so it goes up about 20,000.
Just a comparison, the road work that Keith did last year, Keith, am I right, I think it was $136,000, all that road work that you did?
It's pretty close. It's around
So-
148.
You hate to say 50,000, doesn't sound like much, but when you compare it to 136, it doesn't. Anyway,
So if we want to move forward with the renewal, is that terminology,
Well, renewal just brings in the same amount.
same millage?
Well, the same dollars,
Okay.
because that 3 mils is adjusted down to what it would bring, what it brought in at the time they were passed, those mills.
So what's the wording of it if we wanted to get 3 mil new
Would be a replacement
replacement?
with 3 mills, which would bring it up to, about 78,000,
What's the due date on that truck?
beginning of August.
What do we have to do to?
Well, first you have to pass an ordinance asking the auditor what your proposed change would bring in. Then when that's issued, a certificate is issued by the auditor, you can put it on the ballot. So it's usually 2-step, one in June, one in July, file it in August.
Can we,
can't pass an ordinance tonight.
Yeah, you only have 4, but there's still time, plenty of time.
okay,
But the time to decide is before June. Then pass an ordinance in June, pass a resolution in July, and put it on the ballot.
Okay, so we could have a roads meeting and get that discussed and that. Then we've got to be, I think it should be nice to the public to say thank you for the support they do give on the roads levies so that we can provide as good roads as we do have. It's not cheap at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's not getting cheaper,
Oh, no.
everything else. Beyond that, Gary brought to my attention that we can pass a resolution which allows the village to participate in the state cooperative purchasing program, which means at no cost to the village, you'd be eligible to buy. How is that, through a list or through?
Yes, they have a published list for all of the products, contractors, and services that they offer as negotiated by the state, so it should be at lower rates, lower costs.
And you don't have to use it. There's no cost to the village. If you do, use it, maybe.
they have sirens?
You can't do it at all unless you pass a resolution to,
Can you pass it with 4?
no. You have a first reading. First reading?
First reading.
Resolution number 504-23, a resolution authorizing the village of Chippewa Lake to participate in the state of Ohio cooperative purchasing program. So I'll bring it up next month. And that's all I've got.
Any questions for Alan? Okay, Gary? Remember, they can't pass nothing,
Right.
and you always have a ton of them.
Well, motions you can pass, bills you can pass, but not legislation.
Yeah, those shotguns, and I had 2 of them ready to go.
No.
This past Saturday, I distributed the March bank reconciliation showing all accounts are in balance. Are there any questions on the reconciliation? I have a motion approving the bank reconciliation for March.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. This past Saturday, I distributed the appropriations report for March. Are there any questions on appropriations through March? Okay, I have a motion approving council to sign off on the appropriations.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. Tonight, I did distribute to council the end of March's uncommitted fund balance for the endowment fund, including the parks portion, as well as the ARPA fund reports. There were changes on those, which is why I distributed them tonight. Does council have any questions on those monies? What's left? Okay. NOPEC, as mentioned earlier, did approve $1,200 towards an AED, even though the monies were only supposed to be used initially just for electrical power reduction costs, but they did approve that. We're late in receiving the $500 sponsorship award, as I missed one number in the direct deposit account number. So I gave them the one number, and we're back on to get the money deposited, so it should be happening soon. And that's for the, what is that?
The Lions.
Yeah, thank you.
4th of July,
That's
parade.
the parade.
The most wonderful parade.
Absolutely. We still have monies that we need to use for NOPEC this year. We turned some of it back, so keep that in mind. I just mention that every month going forward till we get those monies approved, so we don't have to return. Let's see, the OPWC update that Keith brought up, that committee meets May 11th. So we're gonna know next month if we got that grant or not by May 11th. Tonight I delivered to all the council and the mayor the 2024 budget worksheets. So everyone has that. And any requests for adjustments to the budget need to be in my possession no later than June 2nd. As always, I offer to meet with anyone on a one-on-one or group basis if there's questions or assistance is needed. Any questions on the 2024 budget? Okay. We talked about the Ohio Cooperative Purchasing Program, basically. What started me going in that direction was when John Sandora referred me to Sourcewell for this kayak project. And Sourcewell is a similar program, but it's based out of Wisconsin. So I said, well, if Wisconsin has it, hopefully Ohio's got it. So that's what caused me to go in the direction with Ohio. So perhaps next month we can pass that resolution and we can get on the list to see all the things we can possibly buy at reduced cost, hopefully. Tonight we were going to finalize the issue on lost checks. This was a beach attendant issue last year. And we are going to be meeting with beach attendants soon. I hope we meet with them after May 8th, because May 8th is our council meeting, and I would like to get this lost check issue resolved before we meet with the new attendants. My recommendation remains the same, to incorporate a $25 fee deducted from their payroll checks each time that a check is lost. Hopefully there won't be any. I hope not to collect on it, which means I hope they don't lose checks. Property taxes, is there any update on property taxes, Alan?
Yeah, I'm getting the paperwork ready to file. It's almost done.
Oh, okay, for reduced tax?
Right. Reduced salaries.
Okay. Thank you. I'm currently training the new fiscal officer in West Salem, along with assistance from Martha Evans. So in case I'm hard to get in touch with, or you need a quick answer, best thing to do is call me on my cell or send me a text. So I apologize for any delays that you may experience. I'll get back to you as soon as possible on any call or text or email. Okay, as of the end of March, the balance in the primary checking account, $244,704.13. Money market, $250,799.74. Star, Ohio, $101,645.83. Total, end of March, $597,149.70. Any questions on monies available?
How much can I have for roads?
Settle part.
Let's talk. Yes, obviously we've got some monies available, so we can meet and discuss what it is you need. Any other questions, comments about monies or anything on finance? That's all I've got. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Gary, good job, as always.
No, thank you.
Is there any old business? Okay, we'll go to the audience. Mark? Kelly? Beth? I forget your first name, I'm sorry, Don. Do you have anything, Don? Do you have anything? Okay,
Is there a possibility that anybody's gonna clean out the, drains in the middle of the road, because some places they're overflowing?
We're getting prices.
Okay. Because my neighbor was out there doing it herself.
Ooh,
well, that doesn't sound like a great idea. You didn't call Dyne American?
Yeah.
Well, perhaps you should, then you talk Gary and give him some money. Okay. Is that all, Pam? Dennis?
Hey, my question about the alarm has already been addressed.
Leslie?
No.
Bill?
Yeah, I was in touch with, Bob Williams today, they're down in Florida.
Yes.
And I understand that he's now under physician's care for having an enlarged heart. Basically, he's just not supposed to drink anymore.
That's what I heard. He hasn't been drinking since January.
But,
Oh, my God.
but if you guys think he's a guy with a big heart, yes, he is. But he's doing okay.
Good.
Other than that,
Okay. Lisa?
No.
Mark?
Nope.
Rick.
Rick, yeah.
Kathy's gonna, she's got an idea.
Okay, Kathy.
Kind of like what this lady was just saying, we're on the corner of Rusty Brook and Richard, and we have a culvert that's, or stormwater drain right there, and it is, the pipe itself underground is so plugged that just, it fills up with water and then it just sheets down the road. And we really do feel that though that pipe from Rockbridge all the way down to the east side needs to be cleaned out. Because we've had problems in the past where whatever's in there's been blocking and then it backs up into our basement. And it's just storm water, it's not sewage, it's just storm water. We've put a little safety valve in there for ourselves, but it's still, it just sheets down the street because it can't go through the pipe. So that's.
How much money would you need? Why don't you appropriate some money for Dyne American and you can get them going?
10,000.
That's work.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank
There you go.
Thank you. Can I have some money?
No, you can't have any money. Sorry. They just spent it.
She's not giving us enough. That's the problem.
Okay, anything else from the audience? Then we'll go to new business.
I have two. The backflow will be done this week, Friday. So I got that scheduled already with Dyne America.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't need to encumber, I think it's like $130 or something. And then, Alan, I don't know if this is something you want to talk with Jorge about or not, but I went to a presentation a couple weeks ago and in, I think it's Wayne County, but it's probably Ashland. They have ankle bracelets that the sheriff's department distributes to residents for people with disabilities, dementia, maybe some kids maybe in the autism spectrum or something. And they wear these ankle bracelets, and if they ever come up missing, they can drive up and down the road with this sensor, and it picks them up and finds them boom, quick. They start where their last known whereabouts were, and they drive around until this, I mean, and they had one in the room, they just had the guy hold the sensor, and as he went around, it started beeping a little bit louder, and then it got quieter, and then it came back around, and they were able to find the sensor in the room. But I think that, you know, if we have any residents down here that are maybe have some children with disabilities, or it's free, it's at no cost to the resident, and they come by once a month, I think, to check the battery on it.
That sounds like a public health or something, that doesn't sound like a police department.
I do believe it's going through the Ashland County Sheriff's Department. They do it.
I'll reach out.
I will confirm. The guy that brought the speaker in was from Wayne County, but I believe the speaker was from Ashland. So, but I mean, it was free, no cost. You know, I don't know if it's something our sheriff's department does or has, not just for the village, but anywhere in the county.
That's a good question.
And it's just a small little, you know, it's not like the ankle monitoring for the criminals. It's just a little smaller than that.
So those aren't the ones like Vanna puts on these.
Keeps track of your what, you know,
It
it's
doesn't
an Apple tag or whatever.
The AirTag.
What's that?
AirTag.
Well, I have a contact in Ashland.
I'll get the, for sure.
I'll reach out to Captain Ross. But I don't think, well, I'll ask Marty also.
This was,
First I heard of it.
You would think that if they did have that, we would have heard of them. So maybe it's not in this county, just like they don't, you know, pay attention to sirens.
sirens.
Are you done? Because I do
Yeah.
have a new business. This relates to NOPEC. I got them, I don't know if other members did. Approximately a year ago, you know, NOPEC, which is our electric aggregator, the markets were topsy-turvy. It was actually lower price at Ohio Edison. So they made it, and their commitment is to find the lowest pricing for you. It's unusual as it would, it reverted all the people who are in electric aggregation through the community back to Ohio Edison. Now with the new pricing coming up in June, Ohio Edison's prices will double where they are. So if you're not, you know, the aggregation that we have, NOPEC doesn't opt out. So you'll get a letter. If you don't want to participate in NOPEC, you can choose any place you want. It is the only non-profit aggregator out there. They'll have 3 virtual meetings, April 18th from 10 to 11, April 22nd from 2 to 3 p.m., and April 27th from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'll put that out in Claire's list. I'll get it to Lisa and Facebook people.
Meeting here?
No, these are virtual meetings, nopec.org/info meetings. But it's unusual. We are still in the electric aggregation with NOPEC, so it is an opt-out. That's just the policy and the procedures that are used here.
So if you get the letter from them, which I picked up my mail on the way here, and I see there's something there from NOPEC. Be careful if you don't want to change to NOPEC or have NOPEC, make sure it says you have to return the letter if you don't want them.
That's correct.
Otherwise, they got,
You can choose anybody you want, but our commitment from the community was that, while I'm understanding the electrical prices are going to, that are remaining with Ohio Edison will go very up. So,
Who was that guy that was going door to door?
I'm sorry,
Who was that guy that was going door to door a couple of weeks ago?
there
a
can be
couple
no
of weeks ago,
door-to-door
we had somebody
solicitation.
door to door with electric. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know if he was electric, he had a badge, and he was wanted us to show our bills to him.
That was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
If somebody like that comes again, you call the police on them because we don't
Right.
allow those people in the village anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a call on
Did you?
Yeah. that from one of the deputies. I told him to tell him to get out of there.
Yeah.
And I'm not interested in the door.
Easter called me.
They like to say, oh, yeah, I was just up at the village hall and got a
I took
permit.
it.
Yeah, right.
Then I saw the scribbling on it.
Then you know, or you should know they're lying, because nobody's at the village hall.
And we don't get permits for that.
That's all I have on the note.
And as far as whoever that was, who knows?
Yeah, but of course, I didn't, find his neighbor.
Right. Okay, is there anything else? Well, then,
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you all for coming.
Yeah, well done.
Well, we had